Hello, hello.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning. You made it. I'm so happy.
I did make it.
That's amazing. Is this your first?
Teaching me how to use Instagram.
Hey, my pleasure. This is one of the many tools that I feel is critical to business, especially your business as you talk to young people and all types of people, really. So Christy Jones, welcome to be with us. So I got coffee with Zach. That's the name of the show. I got my coffee. How do you drink your coffee? Do you drink coffee or do you drink something else?
I do drink coffee. I love the mushroom coffee right now.
Okay. That seems to be a common thing. I got to jump on that. Maybe I'll reach out to you to a suggestion. What is a mushroom coffee suggestion?
You know what? There's not that many in the store. So
Okay.
I can't even tell you the name of the brand that I use, but it's usually the only one in the store.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good to know.
But just, mushrooms have different benefits, and so why not add that to your coffee and get the most benefit from your coffee?
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, get the coffee out, but like we want to create joy in life, and if that cup of coffee is just something that's really joyful, like why do you force yourself to get rid of things like that?
Right. Yeah,
right?
so it's such a beneficial thing to you, but the cons of it is so
right.
minute.
If it's causing you issues, right? So yeah. There's
That's
just
so
different
cool
things to look at, right? It's not a one size fits all.
Right. So Christy, I'm so glad you're here. We met at a BNI event, and we met through Bill Tarazi, which is a good friend of mine. I think that was who kind of connected us. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad we got connected. You shared a little bit about what you're doing with the schools, and so I was just like, I really just loved your heart to be healthy, and help other people be healthy holistically. Mental health you talked about. I know we shared some things about coping and things like that. But have you watched this show at all, or is this your first time?
I have not. And honestly, okay. When you said join this link, I thought you and I were talking business stuff. So I didn't know we were doing this.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So we got some people live. So this is an Instagram live. And just so you know, this show is just like the real side of entrepreneurship. Because of the current events, I wanted to do something that could raise positivity and push positivity. So I was like, what can I do? I was like, you know what? I could talk to other business owners, whether they're my clients or just people I know, and I could ask them how they're adjusting, how they're adapting, so they could continue to add value to their community. Yeah. And then they could raise awareness to educate their community on what's happening with them and promote their business so they could continue to connect with them. Wow. And so I'm super excited to talk to you because I think right now it's so important. Mental health is super important. So what are you doing right now to kind of continue to educate or continue to add value to your clients?
Right. Well, absolutely. And one of the things that I do is I work in a local school district. And so I usually work with all the elementary kids. So at this point in time, I would normally be in the schools teaching. And because I'm not in the schools, I've been making videos that are sent home to the families. And here's the cool thing in that, I'm bringing a lot of mindfulness techniques into the schools. Now the families are getting to have videos of these techniques and to be able to learn those. And so, really what I've been very much like you is putting out content that can be useful to people right now. Because what we're seeing is a lot of people are in fear and stress. And I mean, everybody's life just changed drastically, some more drastic than others.
Right.
And no matter what situation we're in, if we're in fear, it's not going to help us. So, even if we're dealing with a job loss or things like that, the more we can put some tools in place to help our body feel relaxed, to get out of that place of fear and panic, that's going to boost our immune system. And it's going to help us actually see other possibilities that we can create in this time. So a lot of putting out content that people can find that's useful. So lots of little YouTube videos. Everything I do is kind of playful. And here's the thing, us adults, we need to play.
Yep.
Right? Just like kids need to play. So same things I teach kids, I teach adults, is we need to get outside in nature, connect with nature in our yard, in our safe environment, and play more. So
I think that's so awesome, and creating an environment where it's safe to play, right? It's safe to be funny. It's safe to be goofy. It's safe to test things. I'm a marketer, so I'm always testing things and having that safety of, hey, it's okay to be silly and test. There's a man watching Dylan. He's in the real estate business, and I know he's funny and he's got this personality. And I'll be honest, when I first seen what he was doing in his music career, I actually got judgmental. I was like, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? He's becoming like funny and too funny. And
Like, what's wrong with him?
yeah, I was like, business is supposed to be like this.
Right.
You're
Don't we
supposed
know
to be
life
serious.
is supposed to be serious, right?
Yeah. and I love watching him, man, and it really changed my perspective, and it helped me because I think sometimes I'm too serious.
Yeah.
And that's part of my problem, right? Is I'm on the other side of the spectrum. So I love what you said. As adults need to
play more. And I think, I mean, just in the little bit I've gotten to know you, Zachary, you tend to have that playful nature, right? Like, let's have some fun.
I do. I
Yes.
tend to be playful. You know, as you get to know me more, I my humor is, a lot of sarcasm, and sometimes it's dry, but I am playful. I love that.
We need to not take ourselves seriously.
Right. No, absolutely.
Something to be aware of, and I'll share this with you, and tell me if this is on track of what you would like me to share with people, is one of the things that I focus on, is mindfulness is just one of my favorite passions. And mindfulness, a lot of times when people think of mindfulness, they think it's like you've got to focus on your breathing and be in a quiet place. And how I really use mindfulness is an awareness of, the definition of mindfulness is being in the present moment. Right. So, I teach third graders this concept of mindfulness, and they're my best teachers. And so I'll ask them, like, have you ever heard of the word mindfulness? And they'll be like, yeah, I've heard of it. And, but what is it? I don't know. And so I'll talk about it means being in the present moment. So how do we know, like, what's the present moment?
Right.
And they'll be like, I think it's now. I'm like, okay, good. Right. Okay. So the present moment's now. And so often, I'll ask them, are you ever sitting in the classroom and your body's there? Where's your mind? It's not there.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, now when you're at home and your parents are talking to you, your body's there. Is your mind there? No.
Right.
So they're starting to get this idea at a young age that, our body, so the definition I really use that we can physically understand and feel in our body is that being present is our mind and our body in the same location.
Wow, that's beautiful. And you explain that to third graders. I mean, if I'm an adult, if I can't understand that, what a third grader can't understand, I mean, might be hopeless. But
so realize that our mind.
I'm getting goosebumps right now, by the way.
Like, we literally don't see it, but it can go to the past and it can go to the future.
Right.
So when we're practicing being present, it's literally bringing our mind, that part of us that we can't see, into connection with our body right now. And so if you think about it, when you talk to people, how do you feel when you're talking to somebody and they're present with you and they're looking at your eyes and they're nodding their head, they're really paying attention to what you're saying.
Right.
Like, how does that feel when you have that type of a conversation?
That's the connection.
Yeah. You're really building that connection with that person. And then you can also feel it when you're talking to somebody and their body's there. And there's someone else, but then, my cat's going to walk in the way. Meow. This is Winslow. She says hi.
Oh, cute cat.
So you can also feel it for ourselves when we're really present with somebody in a conversation. We're going to have a different connection with them than if we're in our own mind thinking about what we have to do later that day.
Right.
And I think especially in this time when we can put things like realize that value of bringing ourselves together in conversation with each other is one of the most powerful things we can do.
I agree. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I love how you're starting so young. You're teaching the young minds, bringing awareness to it. And you mentioned something earlier about families. And I think this is really the beautiful thing about difficult times is that it forces us to adapt and do things differently, So you mentioned something that you're making all these videos. And you used to give them to all the kids or used to be here with the kids, and now you're making videos. And now these videos are being watched by the parents.
Yes.
And I think that is the most amazing thing because now you have full accountability with parents, students, their kids, everybody. And it's just an amazing thing. And talk about an opportunity, right? I mean, that's the opportunity. So backstory, my wife's a 5th grade teacher. I think that's why we really connected, because I have a heart for that. And so she started putting all her resources in one website. So she's got this website, it's learningisthemotto.com, and she basically sends all her students there. But it started to catch traction, and now people are starting to tell other people, because it's just a one-stop shop. It's all free. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a one-stop shop of resources, and it gets the parents' resources and it gets the students' resources. And I think equipping and educating the parents is going to be really the key. So I think that's a beautiful thing that you said.
You know, it's so important. And I know parents are so often concerned about their kids.
Right.
And a lot of what I teach is that the only thing we can actually be in charge of is our own emotional state.
Right.
Right. And so one of my beliefs is, as adults, as parents, as educators, if we can put things in place that we feel balanced and grounded in our life, that we're in charge of our own emotional state, then we're able to show up and be present with the children in our life.
Right.
And then they're truly learning from us. And if we're not, you know, and I'll say, I didn't have these tools when my kids were young. So I learned a lot.
Learning experience, right.
Of a lot of things not to do. But, you know, once again, that was a great opportunity to learn, you know. But the more as adults, the more that we can take care of our mental, emotional, physical health, then we're actually able to show up for our kids the way we want to.
Right. And kids are so moldable. I mean, they're absorbing everything. They just, you know, my favorite thing is when a kid falls, you can either freak out and be like, "Are you okay?" And they start crying, or you say, "Woohoo! Good job!" And they're like, "Yay!
Yay!"
Fell. And it's just perspective. We do have another guest that's about to come on. Frank, he's waiting. But I really enjoyed talking to you. I really hope we could collaborate on something. I want to connect you with my wife's school, and I love what you're doing. I love, you know, your heartbeats for this topic, and you're good at what you do. So
Thank you. And you as well. I love how you're connecting people and helping people bring their gifts, you know, out.
Yeah, more people need to hear about you. So that's my goal here. I'll be repurposing this, so I'll be letting you know how it goes. And how can people support you or connect you right now before you go?
So really just, you know, friend me on Facebook would be great. You know, I mean, just my regular Facebook, which would be Christy Jones. I can put my YouTube channel in there or send that off to you as well too. And that's just Christy Jones,
awesome.
You know, health and mindfulness educator. So yeah, watch some videos, reduce your stress. That's what we need people to do.
That's the key. Awesome. Thank you so much, Christy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was so fun.
Thanks for
teaching me how to get on here.
My pleasure. Anytime. We'll talk soon.
Okay. Have a great day.
If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, please reach out to me. Find my link in the bio. Schedule a call with me. I want to talk to you. I want to connect with you. I want to know what you're doing to thrive in your business. And this is Coffee with Zach. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.